see me have to work. You see me do me dirt. So me better work. When you walk a line. I'm in the cafe, man.
Good day to you, wherever you may be. This is the Production Room, brought to you by Replay, the collective marketing agency. I'm your host, Sam Smith, head of growth at Replay, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Hannah Moyer and Sophia Caputo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let's do this. So this episode of the production, we're going to be talking a lot about influencer marketing. Influencer marketing or celebrity marketing. Celebrities have always kind of been a part of marketing, but social media has played a huge influence, and there's a lot of money being traded for these the attention of the followers of some of these huge social media, Instagram celebrities, or what have you. So an article from Adweek states that the average American is exposed to 5,000 ads on a daily basis. So we are retaining a low amount of information, right? And we're kind of trained ourselves to block out a lot of these ads. However, MDG Advertising says that 70% of internet users want to learn about a product through people that they follow, like social influencers and people that they're friends with and connected with on different social media platforms, other than like traditional advertising. No one likes to be sold to. So, and also a survey from Forbes says that 84% of marketers plan to execute some form of social influencer marketing in the next 12 months. This is a form of marketing that's growing big time. So Sophia, in what ways do you feel that social media advertising and the use of social influencers is more effective than traditional forms of online advertising or traditional forms of advertising?
Yeah, I think social media influencers have been so successful because it is more personal than just a typical email coming into your inbox or maybe a banner pop-up ad that you're just trying to quickly click out of.
Okay.
You know, you're interested in what the people, the bloggers and the influencers you follow are posting about. Mm-hmm. You know, if there's a fitness influencer and they're posting about a product they're using and you're interested in fitness and health and all of those things, you're going to want to try it too because you admire them or you want to know what they're doing, what they're using. So that connection, I think, is what makes
it's a great point.
The influencers so successful in what they do. And I think it's also something that's really trackable. You know, if a company is having you promote something, they can see how many likes did that get? What was the engagement? Did that increase our sales that week? Were a lot of people buying our product after that influencer posted it? Mm-hmm. So I think having that trackable data is also really helpful in that sense as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I follow someone, like if I'm a big Dodgers fan, as most of you know, if one of their players is like, makes a post about like a subscription box, there's a 5-4 subscription box that one of the players was promoting, that carries a lot more weight because I look up to those players, I follow those players, I admire those players, right? So if I was going to see a regular ad for the 5-4 subscription box, it doesn't mean as much to me as if I saw someone who I admire actually promoting that product, and so it makes me want to buy that product more. So it makes a ton of sense. Hannah, how can the use of influencers help a company build their search engine optimization?
Yes, so primarily this is done through inbound links with influencers. So the more links that are coming into the site, it's a type of inbound marketing. And so having them post the live links on their profile or the swipe up feature in Instagram stories, that can all help drive more traffic to the website and build authority. And we're talking about social, but it's also on blogs. So if you have an influencer that writes a blog post, links back to your website, like with a specific trackable link a couple times throughout the post, and then also post on social, that's, 5 to 7 more links that can help you build that. So over time, all of those inbound links will help build and increase your SEO
That's
volume.
some amazing cross-channel stuff right there. So we were reading about Captivate. They're a company that does a lot of connections, and they facilitate connections between brands and different influencers and things like that. And they say that if you have 3 to 7 million followers, I mean, you can charge like $75,000, up to $75,000 and even more for Instagram posts, for Snapchat posts, and $30,000 for Twitter. And only that's just because the half-life of a post or a tweet on Twitter is much less, which kind of reflects the lower cost. But for influencers that have under 1 million followers, the cost, I mean, they can still charge 4 or 5 figures for some of these posts. I mean, there's a lot of money being exchanged for this influence. An article in the New York Times talks about how Jack in the Box will pay close to $100,000 for a celebrity to post on social media mentioning Jack in the Box. So, Sophia, how believable is it that someone like, let's say, the Kardashians, okay, who pride themselves on working out, eating healthy lifestyles and things like that, how believable is it that they would be, sponsor a fast food restaurant?
Well, I mean, just kind of like you said, they pride themselves on fitness, health, beauty, all of those kind of things. So what are the odds that they actually are going to Jack in the Box on a Wednesday night to grab dinner, that kind of thing? I think that's something that's really important about that connection thing, is having it be something that your followers are going to be interested in. And I'm sure the Kardashians, like a ton of people that follow them, do like fast food, but is seeing that photo of one of the Kardashians eating a burger going to make them go want to buy one right at that very second?
Well, maybe it justifies like, oh, they're eating some of
now
those Jack in the
I
Box
can.
tacos.
I can
So
look like them at
that's
Jack in
fine.
the Box.
That's fine. I can do it too. They're doing it.
But I also think,
That carries a lot of weight.
Literally.
the fast food the fast food industry is something that thrives so much off of convenience. That's like you're driving home, it's late, you just got off work, you don't want to cook tonight.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what's cheap, quick, easy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, it's maybe less for that industry about paying somebody to say their company, say Jack in the Box in one of their posts, more as like, that's what I need right now at that moment.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So I think that's, you want it, that's something to keep in mind, and you want it to be something that's relatable in that kind of time and date. So maybe, having one of the Kardashians, who probably don't eat Jack in the Box, having them promote that maybe wouldn't be the best idea, and more of, I don't know, what do you think?
I think it's a balance, because there are a wider variety of interests following the Kardashians. So if it was a fitness Instagram account, it's not just fitness people. The Kardashians, it's just people who enjoy their show and people who follow them for the pure, like,
Just
to
general
see
pop
what the
culture,
identity is,
right?
Pop culture,
Right.
Yeah.
and things like that. And so because they have that wider base, Jack in the Box was like, well,
Right.
this is worth the money for us to be able to do that. And just like the top of mind, if you're driving past a Jack in the Box, you're like, oh wait, I want a burger. Or
Yeah.
whatever they
Oh, I
sell.
saw Kim. She was, eating some of those $99 tacos or whatever. And like you said, the timing too. Like if she posted like that at like 10 p.m. on a Friday night, right? Like people out on their way
You're
home from the
craving
bars in an Uber, not driving, obviously. They're like, hey, swing me by the Jack in the Box. Kim Kardashian said these tacos are good, right? So, Hannah, when is using an influencer beneficial to a company, and then when is it like a waste of resources?
It's most beneficial when you do the targeting correctly. So you need to look at your company's personas, their target audience, and look at, okay, so if we want to target, say, moms who enjoy fitness who are in their 30s that have little ones, like 1 to 2 year olds, then you can target the bloggers who are also in that same stage of life. And that could be, if it could be a new fitness shoe or apparel or some kind of healthy snack program or something that focuses on who you want to target. And so it's all about the demographics. It's all about audience. It's a waste of money if you don't do that. It all comes down to the targeting. So if you say, okay, going back to the Jack in the Box example, if a fitness blogger is promoting Jack in the Box and it's not some new healthy menu, debatable how healthy it is, but talking about that, then it's more, it's not believable. And
It's
so
not as
it
genuine.
ruins the, exactly. And so people are like, oh, well, they're just doing it for the money.
Yeah.
People know that bloggers have to make money somehow.
Right.
But now, because it's such a saturated market, there are more options for you for influencers, and there's also more of a chance that people will stop following the influencer or not like your company anymore because
Sure.
of how you handle influencer marketing. So it's definitely a balance. You need to target well, and you need to just be careful about the general types of accounts that you're using.
So to speak on the targeting too, it's like we've talked about Jack in the Box and the Kardashians. Those are like at the very highest level. But I mean, medium and small size companies can leverage influencer marketing as well by being super laser focused with their targeting.
And also choosing companies that don't have as many followers. Someone with 1,500 followers, 1,500 to 2,000, that can be more valuable than someone with 5,000 if it's a really targeted, engaged community. If they have great engagement on their posts, then it's worth a shot, and it's also going to be a little less expensive than choosing someone with 5,000 followers that might maybe have bot followers or they aren't as engaged or something like that. So it's all a balance game.
Gotcha. Okay, so with any types of advertising, there's obviously it's regulated, right? There's compliance that you have to be in line with. So Federal Trade Commission, the guidelines, the Federal Trade Commission sort of regulates advertisements and what you can and can't say and how you can and can't mislead the public and things of that nature. And they shared that roughly 93% of celebrity-sponsored posts or influencer posts don't meet these FTC guidelines because they're failing to make it clear that it's a sponsored, right? It's an advertisement. So do you think that celebrities or companies try to go around these guidelines, Sophia, because they think that writing ad or making it clear that it is a sponsored advertisement will make consumers less interested? Or do you think that or they're not doing it because it makes it seem less genuine?
I think that's like a good point. When I see, and I'm sure a lot of people, they see a celebrity post something and it says #ad or #sponsored, and you're immediately thinking, do they actually use this product?
Do it for the money.
Or are they doing it because they're getting paid and they've never even touched the product or the service kind of a thing? So that's something I think that goes through a lot of people's minds because you do, like we were talking about, you want it to be something that's genuine, that connection between the influencer and your followers. You want it to be something that they'd have an interest in. And there's also like that trust value. Like you look up to the people that you follow if it's an influencer or something, and you don't want to be misled by them either. So I think that's definitely a gray line kind of area. But I also think there's the side of it that's like, I always think of, have you seen like the sugar bear hair?
With the little blue ones, right?
The little blue gummies that every influencer is talking about and promotes on their page. It's also that it says ad and it says sponsored, but it's like everyone's doing it. And there's been times that I'm like, ugh, everyone has it. Like now I kind of want it, kind of a thing. Like maybe I should give it a try because everyone's talking about it.
It's not just one.
Yeah.
It's probably 10 accounts.
Multiple, you know? And I think in society today, that's how a lot of people look at things. They're like, if everyone's trying it, maybe I should try it. And, I want to know for myself, is it something that's worth buying again?
Am I missing out on it?
Right. So I think there's like the both sides where that #sponsored can kind of be that like, do they actually use it? But, again, if you're doing your targeting right and everyone's using it and you're getting people engaged, it's something that the followers are going to want to be a part of too. So
And they won't ultimately care if you do it right. And also, both the company and the influencer, it's better to maybe lose the a little bit of like they actually use this product in order to put sponsored an ad in the post, because ultimately you want to protect yourself. And while they aren't necessarily cracking down on it too much right now, you want to come from a place of just protecting yourself, doing what you need to do to make sure that it happens. Interestingly enough, Instagram has started a feature where, for example, Reebok partners with CrossFit. And so one of their accounts will say, instead of location, it'll say paid partnership with, and it'll tag an account. And so that is another way to do it where it's not in the caption necessarily, but it just kind of like, okay, it's not super obvious, but it's still there. And it makes it kind of just covers all your bases so that if anything does happen, you're covered.
Well, we follow all the rules here at Replay,
Obviously.
so no need to worry. All right, so going into some of the success, Hannah, that you've had with some of your clients in the beauty supplement business and the beauty supplement vertical, And some of these supplements can be incorporated in all sorts of different types of ways, especially like in food recipes and things like that. And you have experience partnering with some health and wellness experts, leveraging some of these influencer marketing tactics to create recipes and to promote new products on social media. So what was the thought process behind partnering with this particular health and wellness expert, and how do you think that it has increased traffic and overall performance?
Definitely, it's based on cross promotional value, and so he's a chef, and so he develops recipes for the company, and so they would pay him for that partnership, and so we could post the recipes on ours. We'd tag him in each post, and then he would also post it on his website. He would do Instagram stories and Instagram posts and Facebook and all of that. And so it's not just sending a product to a beauty influencer or a fitness influencer. It's benefit for both of you. So he creates this recipe, whatever it might be, and then he's coming up with more unique ones than stick collagen in a smoothie or something like that. And so he's creating these unique recipes. It's creating content for both parties to share, and then that's something that you can keep sharing over and over again. So it builds more value over time.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So do you think the smaller collaborations with people like personal trainers or health and fitness food bloggers have been effective when it comes to how much pull you think smaller collaborations have for a brand?
Definitely. I think you need a mix of both. So you need the recipe development side of it, and you also just need hey, I did the 14-day healthy hair challenge or whatever it was. But so it's not necessarily a recipe, but it's you took this challenge, before and after shots. Before and after get a little iffy with claims in the supplement world, or it can just be like, this is the results that I've said. I love it. I have product to give you. Do a giveaway. So it just kind of depends. We tend to do a mix of it because we found value in both, and it's always good to reach as many people as you can in a targeted way. If that makes sense.
Is health and fitness, beauty, health and wellness verticals are influencer marketing tactics like uniquely effective in these verticals as opposed to in other ones, or is it just super popular right now?
It's probably a little bit of both. So yes, it is popular, but it's also, there's so many different supplements out there, like the Fit Tea that was going around last year at some point. Right. So people are kind of skeptical of, does this actually work? And while using influencers doesn't totally remove that question, it emphasizes a little bit more. I follow 2 influencers, and over the past month, they've both mentioned this product and said that it's worked for them. And so maybe I'll give it a shot. Gotcha. So it's building that trust between the influencer and the potential customer for the benefit of your company.
Okay. And is the frequency of posts, so not just like one post, but like multiple posts, does that make a difference? How is it that you sort of navigate that?
It's definitely harder now with the algorithmic changes over the past year or so with Instagram. But generally, for the specific beauty client, we generally do 1 Instagram post and then 2 to 3 stories. So it'll be them making a recipe with it, or them talking about the benefits and how they've seen it work in their own health and beauty regimen. And so that balance of, there's one permanent post on their profile that will stay there when people scroll through. Mm-hmm. But then there's also the story, which people, I mean, if they're just going through all the stories, tapping through all of them, then they'll see it and they can interact. And you can do the swipe up feature even if their follower base is above 10,000. And so it's just the balance of not doing it too much so that users get annoyed, but it's also getting the most value you can out of a couple posts.
Gotcha. Right on. Wow, guys, that was awesome. Great job. Good job, guys. This has been an episode of The Production Room, brought to you by Replay, the collective marketing agency. And until next episode, guys, don't stop growing. Don't ever, ever stop.